I'm Tone Capone, and I want to welcome you. We're going to have a great time. I want to welcome you to the 2020 Cara Summer Social presented by the Slalom Family, a dance group, and the Beebe Family. Now, each year, this event is coordinated by Cara Associate Board. There's 25 young professionals dedicated to raising funds and awareness for this organization. Tonight, it's a little different, but we got food and drink demos, music, entertainment, and stories about the impact Cara makes on motivated job seekers every day. Awesome, right? We are live from Cara's downtown office here in Chicago. It's a little quieter around these parts right now because of the COVID pandemic, but Cara has remained steadfast in their mission to eradicate poverty. Since March, Cara has shifted their service virtually to provide critical job training, placement services, resource support, and retention coaching to more than 600 people. Now, Cara is all about offering a hand up to people, which is why we are here tonight. As you enjoy the evening, feel free, that's right, feel very free to do this. Take out your phone and text Cara SOC20. That's Cara SOC20 to 76278 to receive a link to access Cara's mobile donation platform on GiveSmart. We're also going to have a silent auction filled with great items, plus our golden raffle with a 1 in 100 chance to win 2 first-class tickets on United Airlines. Plus, we want to thank our friends at Creation Investments because all donations tonight are matched dollar for dollar up to $25,000. Now, I want to thank you for joining us, and I'm ready to get this party started. That's right, the 2020 Cara Summer Social. Let's get it going. But first, a word from my mayor, Lori Lightfoot.
In person this year, I've been told by the Cara Associate Board that they have planned an exciting evening for you to enjoy from the comfort and safety of your home. I vividly remember my first visit to Cara. It was August 2018, and I was there to join in Cara's signature morning motivations. Anyone who's been fortunate to spend a morning at Cara knows exactly what I mean when I say that the energy, excitement, and vulnerability in the room was remarkable. That morning, I shared my own story about my brother and how choices made in his life led him down a path similar to many people in that room. How my family had to make the difficult decision to allow him to continue down that path so he could grow and learn from those choices. I left that morning feeling motivated, but also inspired because I'd met dozens of people who were there because they were ready to overcome deep-seated challenges like chronic unemployment, homelessness, incarceration, and addiction once and for all. I saw hope and determination in their faces, and that's the beauty of what Cara does. It doesn't see someone from their past mistakes. It sees them for their future potential. Cara believes that everyone has real and lasting success built within them, but sometimes it just needs a little help to be brought to the surface. Now more than ever, the work of Cara is vital to the transformation of our communities. In this time marked by COVID-19, they not only have been able to continue their work of placing nearly 1,000 people into jobs each year, but they've also been able to provide resource support like rental assistance and groceries and utility payments to those who have been professionally displaced during this pandemic, ensuring they are able to remain on the pathway out of poverty. I'd like to congratulate the Cara Associate Board on this beautiful evening, the Cara staff on their tireless work to better our great city, and the participants of Cara for maintaining their strength and resilience even in these uncertain times. You truly motivate me. Thank you to everyone at home for joining us tonight in support of this important mission. Have a great evening, and remember, be safe.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, for that message of support. Beautiful. Well, in a moment, we'll hear from Cara Associate Board President, Cordelia Sardell, but before she asks us to raise a glass to the work of Cara, we need a drink. Fortunately, we have Master Cicerone Jason Pratt from longtime Cara supporter Molson Coors to walk through 2 cocktail demos. And as you follow along tonight with our chefs and all the great entertainment, don't forget to share. That's right, share it to Instagram, but you got to use the hashtag. Remember, use the hashtag Cara Summer Social. Take it away, Jason.
Hi guys, my name is Jason Pratt. I'm a Master Cicerone and I'm the Director of Beverage Innovation for Molson Coors Beverage Company. A Master Cicerone is sort of like the equivalent of a Master Sommelier for the wine industry, but for beer. And I'm actually the 11th person in the world to achieve that title. There are currently 19 in the world and feel lucky to be a part of the group. So today we're going to talk a little bit about beer mixology. I'm excited because Molson Coors has been a partner with Cara for the past 7 years, and we've been able to sponsor a number of signature events, including the Cara Summer Social. So what we're really looking forward to today is sharing this with you. We wish we could be there with you in person, but we're excited to do this in a virtual setting. So the first cocktail we're going to talk about is our Blue Moon Tropical Eclipse. And since you can't travel, it's going to be nice to actually transport yourself with this drink. We're going to start off with Blue Moon. We've got some pineapple juice, some vodka, and some orange liqueur, some triple sec, something along those lines. So let's start off with our pineapple juice. We've got 3/4 of an ounce of pineapple juice. We're going to add that to our glass with ice. All right. We've got 1.5 ounces of vodka. Add that as well. And then we're going to add our orange liqueur, 1/2 ounce of that. Then we're going to top up with Blue Moon Belgian White, right? Our great wheat beer with Valencia orange peel. Okay. I'm going to take my bar spoon, give it a quick swirl here to mix it up. And you've got our Tropical Eclipse. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. Cheers. Now our next beer cocktail is the Peroni Spritz. This one's really designed to whisk you away to the Italian countryside. So we're using our Peroni, our Italian lager here. We're gonna start off with 1.5 ounces of Aperol. We're gonna add 4 ounces of grapefruit juice. 1/4 ounce of lemon juice. And then we're going to top this off with Peroni. All right. Again, give this a quick stir. Notice that beautiful color. Cheers, everybody.
Good evening, Cara community and guests, and welcome to the 2020 Cara Summer Social, presented by Slalom, the Advanced Group, and the Beebe Family. For those that don't know me, my name is Cordelia Seidel, and I have the privilege of serving as the president of the Associate Board for this amazing organization. Each year, the Cara Associate Board plans an incredible summer social, not just to enjoy some good drinks, some good eats, but also to bring our Chicago community together around a common cause, transforming lives through the power of employment. Tonight is a little bit different, but the spirit of the summer social is alive and well in all of us. We still have the good libations, the good eats, amazing guests, stories of transformation, and fun things to explore all throughout this evening. Yes, we may not all physically be together, but it means our house is just a little bigger this year. Rather than several hundred of us in a beautiful venue here in Chicago, we have the opportunity for thousands to tune in from across the United States and beyond to spread the word and support Cara. Thank you for being a part of our night. Almost 5 years ago, I was introduced to Cara through a colleague of mine who brought me to my first morning motivations. I had no idea what kind of long-term relationship I was about to get into, but I was immediately struck by how truly motivating this organization is, not just to the participants, but to the staff, the community, and really anyone who steps their foot inside of Cara's doors. If you aren't as familiar with Cara, Cara helps men and women affected by poverty, and often many of the issues that come with it, get and keep good jobs. And more importantly, it rebuilds hope, self-esteem, and provides opportunities for participants and their families. It does this by not just offering things like resume workshops, mock interviews, job trainings, but also focuses on things like love, support, forgiving others, and forgiving yourself. And the results are staggering. In their nearly 30 years, Cara has helped place more than 10,000 jobs with nearly 70% of people in permanent employment still at that job 1 year later, thanks in no small part to the support that they found at Cara. That is a true life transformation. What I love most about this incredible organization is that it is not an us versus them mentality. It is a we mentality. Everyone is going through something, and everyone has been down on their luck, and everyone has needed that helping hand to get back up. And that is why we are all here today as a community to offer that hand to lift Chicago up and get back to work. The Cara Associate Board has a great night in store for you. Our Associate Board is a group of 25 motivated, dedicated, and diverse individuals who have spent the last 7+ months creating what I am sure to be an incredible evening. Thank you to all of my teammates for your dedication and hard work throughout all of the curveballs that 2020 has thrown our way. I'm sure we'll knock tonight out of the park. We also hope you will all consider supporting this amazing organization that means so much to me and the rest of the Associate Board. If you can, please make a donation online at www.carasummersocial.com. Your gift of any amount will go right to work to helping someone living in poverty. Plus, thank you to a generous gift from our friends at Creation Investments. The first $25,000 in personal donations will be matched dollar for dollar, making your gift twice as impactful. Before I go, I would love to thank a few special friends. To our presenting sponsors, Slalom, Advanced Group, and the Beebe Family. To our job sponsors, Margie and John Beneke, Medics, and Molson Coors. And then again, to Creation Investments for their generous match gift. To our chefs and restaurants taking part in this incredible evening, Chef Danny Espinoza from Santa Maza, Christopher McCoy from Haymarket Pub and Brewery, Chef Stephanie Izard from The Girl and the Goat, Master Cicerone Jason Pratt from Molson Coors, as well as Demos Pizza and Split Rail for providing Night of Eats. To all of our special guests contributing to this evening, our MC, Tone Capone, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, Jamal Cole, Kevin Koval, Ryan McKinney, Route 5, Jason Isbell, and Rookie. And a big thank you to Cara staff, community, and the rest of my colleagues on the Associate Board. Let's make it a great night, and with that, cheers.
At this point in my life, what motivates me are my people. My loved ones are what truly inspire me to do what I do every day.
I think what really motivates me is observing those around me have intense grit and perseverance through everything that life is throwing their way.
My brother, Aaron, who has epilepsy and is someone who has overcome so much in his life.
At this point in my life, what motivates me is hope.
The people who day in and day out, despite systemic societal barriers, get up and fight for their own rights and the rights of other people.
Knowing that every single day I have the ability and the power within myself to really have a lasting impact on the people that I work with and the community that I serve.
My grandma in particular, she took care of me while my mom was working, really did anything and everything for me. So right now in my life, a big part of that is just trying to strive to make her happy, to make her proud.
At this point in my life, what motivates me is people. People being kind to each other, different groups of people coming together for a common good.
At this point in my life, I'm motivated by people who are striving to be the best they can be.
Navigating through all of these different phases of life, which has its ups and downs, and having such great support from my family and friends.
What motivates me right now at this time in my life, I would say, is celebrating the smaller wins.
At this point in my life, I'm motivated by, a real need for achievement.
At this point in my life, making a difference in the world motivates me.
Both my parents and my two sisters, every time I talk to them, they're beacons of light and positivity. And I hope to take some of that positivity that they give to me and be able to give it back to the world.
Good evening, Cara Clean Slate and guests. For those of you who don't know us, we are Slalom Chicago, and we are so proud to be a presenting sponsor for this, the first ever virtual summer social.
We are excited tonight to share in a celebration of all of the amazing things that Cara has done over the last almost 30 years, transforming the lives of so many individuals here in our Chicago community and throughout the U.S.
We are proud to call Cara a partner of ours in our mutual goal of giving members of our joint community the hope and satisfaction that comes through the power of an amazing job.
In this crazy time, we stand alongside Cara in their goal of eradicating poverty and many of the issues surrounding it, to ensure that all people have the opportunity to earn the best of what life has to offer.
So with that, Cara, we stand with you.
From the hundreds of Slalom folks supporting you, we want to send our love and thoughts with everything.
We are sad that we cannot be there in person with you all today.
But we're there in spirit, raising a glass to Cara and the Associate Board.
We are so proud of all the things that Cara has accomplished and honored to call ourselves one of your partners and walk alongside you.
So let's keep at it.
Keep making this world a better place.
Keep inspiring hope for our collective communities.
Keep giving people self-worth,
confidence,
joy, hope,
a future.
And keep making every day
a great day.
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 Let's get to work.
That's right. Let's keep making it a great day. What a great day. I'm your boy Tone Capone, still hanging out here in Cara's downtown offices. And this room that I'm in right now is very important to Cara. That's right. It's the colder room. It's an important room because the job seekers are able to unlock their power and purpose within people, right? This is the thing that we need. And I'm going to take a break from the cards because this is something that really, when I got introduced to Cara at CD1 Price Cleaning, when they were doing their clothing drive, I really felt the passion and the power of it. And because I was a person that came up in mild poverty and worried about how I dressed and worried about going to job interviews. And we worry about on a daily basis, really, how we dress. Dressing gives us that energy, right? And this room is just, it's amazing. It's amazing because it represents Chicagoans. You gave 7,000 pieces of professional clothing to help restock this room. That's a huge deal, all right? And I also had an opportunity to meet Cornisha, a young woman who came to Cara after she found herself going down the wrong path. And later on, we'll get a chance to hear her inspiring story. One other thing, though, you don't want to miss out on a chance to donate tonight because your donation is going to get doubled thanks to our friends at Creation Investment. They are matching that first $25,000 in donations tonight, which means your gift is going to go a long way. All right? To access Cara's mobile donation site on your phone by texting Cara SOC 20, all right? Cara SOC 20 to 76278 or visit www.carasummersocial.com. Let's keep tonight going. I just want to keep it going. The energy is so great. And now we have 4-time Grammy Award-winning artist Jason Isbell. Let's go.
Hi there. Welcome to the Cara Summer Social. I'm Jason Isbell. This is Amanda Shires.
Hey.
We appreciate you guys including us this year, and we hope you enjoy the song. I get home from work, I'll call up all my friends and we'll go bust up something beautiful. We'll have to build again. I get home from work, I'll wrestle off my clothes and leave them right inside the front door. Nobody's home to know. See the hammer finds the nail, and the freight train needs get my reward, my work will all be done, and I will sit back in my chair beside the Father and the Son. No more holes to fill, and no more rocks to break, and no more load boxes on the truck. Someone else's say, see the hammer finds the nail, and the poor man's up for sale. I guess I'm doing what I'm on this earth to do. I don't think oh I'm here where it hurts. I'm just lucky to have to work. Every night I dream I'm drowning in the dirt, but I thank God for the world. And the day will come, I'll find peace. Somebody proud, love a man like me. My back is numb, my hands are free. What I'm working for is something more than free. I don't think oh I'm here where it hurts. I'm just lucky to have to work. Sunday morning I'm too tired to go to church, but I thank God for the world. I thank God for the world. Thank y'all.
No, Jason, thank you for that amazing performance. An amazing voice, a guitar, and a violin. Well, you can't beat that. That's gold. So, if you've been to a previous summer social, you may recognize our first chef tonight. He's a longtime friend going all the way back to the first summer social 7 years ago. Here tonight with his new restaurant, Santa Masa in Avondale neighborhood, he's going to show us how to make an eggplant ceviche to pair perfectly with his handcrafted tamales. Please welcome Chef Danny Espinoza.
My name is Daniel Espinoza, and I am the chef owner of Santa Masa Tamaleria, and I am proud to be returning to the Cara Summer Social this year. So today we're gonna make eggplant ceviche. I just think it's like a creative way of how can we eat more vegetables. I'm going more after the texture of it. It's like a sponge. So everything we're gonna marinate it in, it's just gonna soak it right up. We have cilantro, we have the mint, we have parsley, we have the eggplant. As far as the eggplant goes, you can use Asian eggplant, use your normal eggplant you find at the grocery store. Cucumber, red onion. Again, if you don't have red onion, you can use white onion. Along with that, some salt, lime juice. We're gonna use the zest of limes, black pepper, Maggi seasoning salt, or you can use Worcestershire sauce. Tortillas, which will crisp up just for texture. And then some cream of coconut for like that creaminess, sweetness. So you're definitely gonna use a bowl. You're gonna need a bowl. And we'll start with the red onion. As far as the red onion, you peel the skin, and cut it directly in half. We're gonna do a small dice. And any scraps you have left of the onions, any like crooked size, we're gonna save those for later for the sauce. We're gonna take our limes and we're literally just gonna zest the zest of the lime over the onions. So as you can see, I'm like zesting and then I'm looking at it. That's because we don't want any of that white pith on it. It'll definitely turn bitter. There's some of the lime juice. It's gonna go in there. About a tablespoon of salt and just pepper. And then the salt's just gonna start drying out that moisture and softening the onions. So that'll do its thing. As far as the eggplant, take the top off. And you can use a peeler, peel the skin. And if you're the type of person that's pretty creative in the kitchen, you could definitely fry these. I would just suggest you boil them first and then fry them. As far as the eggplant, we're gonna go with, we'll cut it in half first. We'll go with a medium dice. Straight into the bowl. So now we are gonna work on the marinade. We're gonna take half of our herbs. So you're gonna put them straight in your blender. That's parsley, that's cilantro. And we'll mix the cilantro with the parsley. And we'll just roll it nice and tight. And we're just gonna go one way. All this will go with the onion and the eggplant. Take some of your mint as well. Say about 11 large leaves. And then you're just gonna literally pile them all up and then just roll them tight, kind of like a cigar. And then you're gonna go really thin. That's called a chiffonade. All right, cucumber. Skin on, you can leave it on. If you don't like it, take it off. These will go in here. So now moving on to the blender part. This was the juice of 5 limes. Again, depending how spicy you like it, this chile de árbol. You find it at most Latin American stores. It's similar to Thai chili. And then on top of that, we'll still put black pepper, coconut cream. Then we're gonna use some water. Some of the seasoning or Worcestershire, like a pinch or 2 of salt. So you end up with, greenish kind of color. By this point, your red onions should be, a little more vibrant. They've just been sitting, curing in the lime juice, the salt. So now literally you're just gonna freely pour all of this in there. So at this point, readjust your seasoning. Again, just make sure, everything's mixed evenly. So the eggplant ceviche, that'll be refrigerated right now, just marinating, doing its thing. I'd suggest 3 hours. You can do a full day. Now we're gonna move on to our crispy component. Julienne tortilla strips, and we're gonna fry them nice and crispy. And that'll be the contrasting texture in the ceviche. Place the strainer in there. So we're using canola oil. I highly recommend, any vegetable oil. Don't use olive oil. I mean, I'd say it's about 30 seconds at 375. And then honestly, I just do salt, that's it. So I saved some of the mint, some of the parsley, some of the cilantro, just to reintroduce it, because honestly, you can't really tell it's in there unless you taste it. And then I went along and made some pickled red onions, just for that, it's a little extra acidity, some color. Pickled onions, quick recipe, 2 cups of vinegar, 1 cup of water, 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of salt. You can use whatever aromatics you'd like, peppercorns, bay leaves, coriander seeds, you name it. Here I just used habanero, allspice, and black pepper. If you have a slotted spoon, I recommend it, just so you don't get all that excess liquid it's been sitting on. So just let it kind of drain. So now we'll put the liquid straight in the middle. A little bit of the pickled onions. Go back to the chips. And then your herbs. And this is the eggplant ceviche.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Jamal Cole, My Block, My Hood, My City. We got the Spanish logo on today. It says, Mi calle, mi barrio, mi ciudad. Listen, we do it in Mandarin. We're gonna be doing it in Polish. Well, listen, it's 77 communities, but only 1 Chicago. So what's the message mean? It means what happens on 18th matters to me, even though I live on 79th. What's happening in the South Loop should matter to you, even if you live in Chatham. What's going on in Uptown should matter to you if you live in the West Loop. It's 77 community areas and 1 Chicago. And one of the things that's plaguing our city is poverty, man. Not only poverty of finance, I'm talking poverty of imagination, right? There's a deficit of hope in the streets right now. And look, it's hard to have hope when you don't have the internet and you gotta go to McDonald's to use the Wi-Fi. It's hard to have hope when all the billboards in the community say cheap divorces and $6,000 tax advances. It's hard to have hope when there's 15 currency exchanges in the neighborhood, ain't no banks. And then the currency exchange got the nerve to have up bulletproof glass windows and charge me 3% on my check. Who really being robbed? It's hard to have hope when you got a German Shepherd sniffing you on a red line every day. It's hard to have hope when you got to take your belt off and your shoes off to walk through a metal detector to get into school, right? It's more technology on the light poles than in the classrooms. Ain't no laptops, but we got shot spotter technology on our light poles. It's hard to have hope in Chicago, right? What can you do about it? I'm trying to tell you, to stay hopeful, you can't neglect your daily disciplines. That's how you build that confidence, man. Don't neglect your daily disciplines. And I want you to surround yourself with, like, if you run into somebody today and say, oh, how you doing? They say, I'm just maintaining, run, man. You don't want to be next to nobody that's just maintaining. Nobody. I talked to a kid the other day. He said that he doesn't put a lock on his iPhone. I said, well, why not? He said, because in case I get killed, I want the police to know how to contact my people. This kid ain't had no, he wasn't thinking about where you're going to be in 5 years. He wasn't thinking about hope. He said, I don't keep a lock on my iPhone because if I get killed, I want the police to know how to contact my people. Come on, man. You got to set some goals for yourself. Once you start being specific about your daily goals, your weekly goals, your monthly goals, your annual, once you get specific about it, don't just say you want to be a mayor. You want to be a mayor, okay. What you going to do in your 4 years as mayor? What you going to do in those 48 months? What you going to do in them 1,460 days? What you gonna do, it's 77 communities, that's 18 days per community you could devote to that in 4 years. What you gonna do with your time in mayor, right? What you gonna do when you get specific about your purpose, it pulls you through it. You gotta get specific about it, and that's how you get it there. I don't know how it works, I'm just telling you it works. Another piece of advice I wanna give y'all is do more than expected to make a positive investment in your future. You know, all of our hoodies are always stitched, because when people get it, they say, ooh, it's a little bit more than I expected. Make sure you do more than expected to make a positive investment in your future. And to all the kids out there that's listening to this, look, hey man, I grew up like, I didn't know a food stamp wasn't real money until I put one in a pop machine. And then it broke and everybody laughed at me. That just made me want to steal, right? I grew up eating at the homeless shelters. That's why the mission of Cara is so important to me. I grew up eating Thanksgiving dinner at the shelter. I was embarrassed because my peers would be volunteering with the plastic gloves and passing out the turkeys and shaving it for me. I'd be like, Pops, I don't want to go get this food. He's like, hold your head up high and go get that food. That's how I grew up, man, in these shelters. That's why I didn't know what a volunteer was until I seen people volunteering. That's why it's so important to me to give back. It's so important to continue to give back, and that's why I support Cara. But look, what I love about my life is that God allows me to help people. He really allows me to give back. So I would tell you, you get the Bible says that you reap what you sow. Listen, I think you reap a lot more than what you sow. So I want y'all to continue to support Cara, continue to get some sewing done. Let's reap some benefits in Chicago, y'all. Peace. My block, my hood, my city.
Who or what gives me great joy? Well, let me start with Domingo.
So I was fortunate enough to start a basketball program in my hometown of Elgin. It's called Epic Youth, and it's basketball and leadership. So I get the opportunity to work with the youth in my hometown.
I'm a big quality time person, so I get a lot of my energy from being around people that love me and encourage me and help me be the best that I can.
I think one of the things that gives me the greatest joy in life has to be just having a glass of whiskey, sitting on my roof, watching the sunset with a good book in hand.
There are so many people that I've welcomed into my support circle, and knowing that I have people that have my back is truly what brings me great joy.
Just running up and down the shoreline, getting that real great view of Chicago on a summer morning is something that just can't really be beat.
What gives me great joy is seeing my cute little 6-month-old niece over FaceTime.
I'm incredibly blessed to have such an amazing support system, especially during these unique times. It's important to have a group, to rally around you, to support you, and to lean on one another. So my family gives me the greatest joy.
I'm really lucky that my mom lives really close to me here downtown, And so even during these times when it's harder to get that in-person time together, I can go for a walk, meet her at a park.
Lots of things give me great joy, but what comes to mind right now is music. Music lifts people, it allows them to connect with others, and that is a perfect example of motivations. There is a reason why song and dance are so integral to the motivations ritual.
I would have to say my family, and continuing to grow as a person as life goes on.
This is an easy one. What brings me great joy is my puppy, Frank.
So there's a couple things that come to mind that bring me great joy, and in no specific order. It's my family, my girlfriend Lexi, and the wings from Crisp on Broadway. If you've never gone to Crisp, you really need to check it out.
What has been bringing me great joy during this time in my life, I would say I'm currently living off of sushi right now, California rolls and spicy tuna rolls from Sushi Doku. It's keeping me alive right now.
Well, what brings me great joy? A lot of things, but right now, playing Madden 21. I love football, but that's a whole nother story. We're gonna take a brief intermission. I mean brief, and we'll still have so much stuff great, so many great things coming. That's right, Chef Stephanie Izard, Chef Christopher McCoy, and of course, more great performances. So grab another drink, check out your silent auction bids, and I will see you in 3 minutes. Yeah, we are back. If you are just joining us, welcome to the 2020 Cara Summer Social. I'm your MC, Tom Capone, and I'm coming to you at Cara's Great Room. That's right, I'm in the Great Room. Now, if you've ever visited Cara, odds are that you were in this room. That's right, it's their signature motivations. It's the thing that kind of makes Cara, well, it does make Cara special. Yes, in this room, we know it's empty now, but it's a reminder of why we're here tonight to ensure when we can physically be together again, Cara will be able to fill this room with the spirit and energy that comes out of each motivation. To do that, we need your support. And if you haven't already, please consider making a donation tonight. You can text Cara SOC to Cara SOC 20. I want to say Cara SOC 20 76278 to access Cara's mobile donation site. Or you can just donate online right now at www.carasummersocial.com. Plus, you still have an opportunity to double your donation thanks to our friends at Creation Investments. In the meantime, our next guest has been called one of the finest singers of his generation by Opera News. You may have seen him in the past fall at the Lyric Opera, where he was the lead in Dead Man Walking. Please welcome Ryan McKinney.
Hi, I'm opera singer Ryan McKinney. Thank you so much for having me as part of this wonderful event. Last fall, I was singing in Dead Man Walking at the Lyric Opera of Chicago and had a chance to meet the wonderful people at Cara. They invited me to come be a part of their motivation circle, and if you haven't been a part of that, I highly recommend it. It's just really incredible. I was so struck by the wonderful energy that everyone had and the way everyone was so vulnerable with each other. And of course, everyone sings a song, which is up my alley. So I'm really just such a fan of this organization. You know, the way that they look at people as whole people and help them in all the ways people need help, not just, you know, helping them here and there, but really looking at their whole lives. It's just really impressive. And I congratulate all of you on your amazing work. So with that, since song is such a big part of the Motivations program, I thought I'd leave you with a short song. This is called To My Little Son, and it's by a composer named Florence Price, who was a Chicago composer back in the 1920s and 30s.
In your face I sometimes see shadowings of the man to be, and eager dream of what my son shall be, dream of what my son will be. In 20 years and one, when you are to manhood grown, and all your manhood ways are known, then shall I wistful try to place the child you once were in your face.
Hello, I'm Kim Marzano. I am the Director of Human Resources for Advanced Group, and we are proud to be a sponsor for the Cara Summer Social. First, our mission at Advanced Group is about making a difference in the lives of our community, our staff, our clients, and we do this by influencing lives and providing hope. And of course, there is an untapped resource of talent in Chicago, and Cara is really helping to resource motivated job seekers and connect with organizations that have a need for talent. And we believe that we can help in that process and help prepare job seekers for making those connections. So we have at Advanced Group a mock interview program that is set up with Cara, where we will invite job seekers to mock interview with us on a monthly basis. I had an opportunity to interview a Cara student who was really having a very difficult time. And of course, at the end of these interviews, we give feedback, and that feedback session was very difficult for her. So several months later, I attended another event for Cara, and from across the room, this woman came up and sought me out and thanked me and, pulled me inside and said, I know that, we went through a tough interview, but I have to thank you for that feedback and that honest feedback. And I want to share with you that I did find a job. It was just one of those moments that will always stick with me. Being part of the program and being a volunteer and a supporter of Cara, it also transformed my own life. And, every day, it opens our eyes to how we are growing as individuals, how we are transforming as individuals, and it really is a two-way relationship. So it definitely has been just an incredible journey so far, and I don't see it ending. So to all the attendees that are attending our event tonight, the advice that I would give you is make connections. Stay involved. Cara and its affiliates in Atlanta and in Indiana are all making a difference. And it does take a village, and we need to keep spreading the good work and keep providing hope to these motivated job seekers. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we wish you all well.
What a great message. All right, folks, we have a special treat up next. She is a legend in the Chicago restaurant world, an Iron Chef, and the first woman to win Bravo's Top Chef. She's here tonight to show you how to make her signature dish from her flagship restaurant, Girl in the Goat, which is my favorite. Please welcome Stephanie Izard.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for attending Cara's Summer Social. I'm so honored to be teaming up with others in our Chicago restaurant community to support tonight's fundraiser. Cara has been transforming lives and communities through the power of employment for nearly 30 years. Now, more than ever, during such an uncertain time, it's so hopeful to see our community showing such support and compassion for such an amazing organization. Enjoy tonight. Thanks, guys. It's time to make one of my all-time favorite dishes, something that's been on the menu at Girl in the Goat since we opened, and definitely one of our top sellers, guest favorites. Who knew vegetables would be one of the favorites at a restaurant called Girl in the Goat? But it is. So it's so simple to make at home. First, we're gonna make the little topping that's gonna go on top. I've got my QP mayo. We put the label on here just to show you that this is our favorite brand of mayo and we use it all the time. We're just gonna go ahead and put that right in our bowl. You can get this done ahead of time. I've already blanched off my green beans. So I trimmed off the edges, put them into a nice big pot of salted water, boiled them for a few minutes, put them into ice water, and I have them drying off and ready to go. And now I'm just making my sauce for the top. So I put the mayonnaise into a little bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and put about 2 teaspoons of This Little Goat went to Southeast Asia. This is from my line of cooking sauces. It's actually the sauce that launched the entire line. So many folks would come into Girl in the Goat and say, hey, how do you make the green beans? How do you make the green beans? So we thought at one point, why don't we just put the sauce into a bottle and then everybody can just make the green beans at home. So now you know the secret. Easy to make at home just by buying the Southeast Asia. It's basically a fish sauce vinaigrette, but it takes fish sauce, which can be a little pungent, a little bit scary, and makes it super delicious. I could drink this out of the bottle, but I also really love fish sauce. It's fish sauce, has a little bit of mustard, has just a little bit of sugar in it. It's great for all sorts of things. So now you have the whole bottle. You can use it for your green beans today, and then you can put it on skirt steak as a marinade, chicken as a marinade, use it in all your stir fries. I put it into fried rice when I make that at home. I put it into tomato sauces just to make them have a little bit more flavor when I buy a quick tomato sauce from the store. I add it to soups. It's gonna be your new go-to add to everything type of seasoning. So a little trick here, since we have this bowl of mayo, you don't have to do this part, but just something, I don't think a lot of folks have squeeze bottles sitting around in their kitchens. I have a couple at home, but just because I took them from the restaurant, but this is where you can get the little drizzle on top of the green beans, just like we do at the restaurant. You can just put this right into a baggie. I just happen to have probably a larger bag than necessary, but all you need is a little sandwich bag. We're gonna scoop that mayonnaise right in there. Get it all to go down in the corner. And then when we get ready to plate, we're just gonna cut that tip off and we can drizzle it over the top. So let's go saute our green beans. Okay guys, it's time to saute our green beans. So by definition, saute means super high heat, but not a lot of oil. So I've got my super hot pan, it's been on high heat for a minute. I just put in maybe about a tablespoon of oil at most, of cooking oil. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my green beans. They've been blanched, they've been chopped. They're sitting on a towel to try to get most of that extra water off so that I don't splatter on my face when I put them in the pan. Something else you wanna do when your beans are still just coming out of the water, give them a taste. These are great, nice and tender, but they do still need a little bit more seasoning. It's really hard to say, hey, do 4 quarts of water and this much salt and get it exact every time. So we always like to taste our green beans before service, and taste them before we're cooking them, and just check the seasoning, and then we know how much we need to add during cooking. I just tasted those. They definitely need a little bit more salt, but keep in mind that our fish sauce vinaigrette is quite salty, so don't add too much, just a little bit. And then we're just gonna saute our beans. Ooh, I lost one, that's okay. If you have a really big saute pan so they can lay a little flatter, that's great. I wanted to just use something that was medium sized to show you that you don't need to go super size with your pan. I know in home kitchens you probably don't have like ginormous pans because where are you gonna put them? And what we're going for on all the green beans is, you can see that little bit of brown color. You don't necessarily wanna get sort of black stripes on your beans, but you do want to get a little bit of color so that they look almost, so they look sauteed. I say that to our cooks all the time when we're training on like this simple dish that's been on the menu for almost 10 years. You would think like, how could this go wrong? Why do we have to taste this every day of service? Because the beans aren't always the same, depending upon what farm they came from or what grower they came from. They could be a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, and so the cook time might vary. Whoever blanched them in the morning might have put a little bit more salt or a little less salt, so we have to check the seasoning. And who knows, there's so many variables. Everything changes so much in the kitchen. So you just kind of want to taste as you go, know how much salt you need to add. And just try to get that little bit of color to cook them all the way through. So these have been going for about a minute. I'm just kind of feeling them to see. They are getting a little bit hot, but they could just go for another second. All right, so I've got some nice color going on there. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my shallots. We've got these nice and thinly shaved for you so you didn't have to worry about it. I'm just gonna scatter them all around nice and evenly and then keep cooking it a little bit. We just wanna get those to pretty much just lightly wilt. We don't wanna caramelize them necessarily. That would add a little bit too much richness to the dish. We just wanna get them sort of sweated. I'm probably not using that word exactly rightly. We just want to sweat them to just bring out their flavors. They're going to start to bring that onion that we need for the dish to sort of add that other layer of flavor to our beans, make it a little bit richer. Onions just add a little something to dishes. You can see them all over our menus all the time. Some sort of allium or some sort of onion to bring those layers of flavor. All right, my shallots look like they're getting nice and tender. I'm going to go ahead and add in my handy dandy fish sauce vinaigrette. 1, 2, 3. Rather than a certain amount, I'll tell you, it's about 3 squirts around, which I would say was probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons. Ooh, there they go. I can smell the vinaigrette. Of course, if you're not comfortable with sauteing and tossing this in there, don't do it. I lost a couple green beans doing it, which happens all the time. If you look at our green bean station during service, there's probably green beans all over the place. But feel free to just use your tongs. If you have a wok at home, that works really awesome as well. When I cook the green beans at home, I like to do them in my made-in wok, but whatever you have, it works fine. Just make sure it's like at least this size so the green beans have a little room to kind of move around. Just a warning, this is going to make your pan a little bit, it's going to caramelize on your pan, which is a good thing. It means it's also caramelizing on your green beans, but you're going to have to soak it a little bit. All right, then we're going to take our cashew nuts, break them up just a little bit with your hands so they can scatter around a little bit more. Just put them on in there. I put a couple extra in your kit because it's really hard not to snack on a cashew or two while you're cooking. Ooh, there we go. Just a little bit more sauteing just to get the cashews to heat through, and then we're ready to plate. Okay, time to move our green beans to our plate. Got a nice bowl here. Gonna strip them in there. Oh, they smell so good and savory. Yes, my pan is gonna need some cleaning love. Okay, put those all in. And then we've got our handy dandy little baggie that we put our mayonnaise into. If you skip this part, just go ahead and drizzle some of the tasty mayonnaise over the top. We're gonna cut that off. Use this as our little squeeze bottle to get that yummy richness all over the top. So we're adding the flavor of the fish sauce right on the green beans. It's caramelizing right onto them, then adding a little bit more on top with our mayonnaise, adding that extra bit of richness. That's it, it's that simple. Girl and Goat green beans. Oh, it smells so good. Enjoy.
Thank you, Chef Stephanie, and thank you to all of you for joining us for our first ever virtual summer social. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Maria Kim, and I have the honor of serving as president and CEO of Cara. So this event started 7 years ago, right, by our amazing associate board, this group of exceptional young professionals that tapped their friends, leading chefs from leading restaurants to curate a beautiful event. And tonight is no exception. We have folks from all over the country joining us this evening to be a part of an event that, while a departure from our tradition, is still going to be pretty amazing. We've got chefs, artists, activists, musicians, mixologists, all of the things to build community together. And one of the things that's going to show you the best bit of community is the next video we'll show you of a story of two amazing Cara alum. Two women who deepened their friendship while they were with us through Cara and in their recovery. One who was an alum at the time and one who was a rising participant. And what happened in their friendship is that their little lights connected with each other. They were inextricably connected to each other. It's like that friendship that happens when the joy in you lights up the joy in me. And if that resonates with you, if that notion of deep friendship resonates with you, then you know exactly what we're all about tonight. Certainly, we're about helping people experiencing poverty to access gainful employment, but we're also about people accessing gainful community in the process. And if you know what that feels like, to have somebody lift you up when you hit a rough go, or to have somebody believe in you until you can believe in yourself, then you absolutely know what we are seeking to build at Cara, both this evening and throughout our entire community. If this resonates, grab your phone and come out to play with us. We'll be using the same app that you've been using hopefully tonight to bid on the silent auction, the Give Smart app. And if you don't have it just yet, go ahead and text Cara Soch 20 to 76278, and we'll send you a link so you can download that app. And as you're bidding on silent auction items, guess what? You can also give directly to our mission too. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, if only I knew what you would do with that money, wait no more. For a $1,000 contribution to Cara, you would help us to fuel our virtual community, the community that connects so many people together, particularly in this time. You'd help us to make sure that our participants, people experiencing poverty that are seeking to access gainful employment, can stay connected to our trainers, to our coaches, and to all of our staff. Or for $500, you can help us with things like emergency rental assistance. Imagine what it's like once you secure gainful employment. What our staff at Cara do as well is to help you secure more permanent housing over the long term. And then you have that. You have the weight of the apartment keys in your hand. You have your family together in this beautiful apartment, and then life throws you a curveball, e.g. COVID-19. A gift of $500 helps us to provide things like emergency rental assistance that provides triage support to people in their greatest time of need. Or a gift of $250 would provide a month of retention coaching support. At Cara, one of our truisms is not just about getting a job, it's about keeping it over the long term. And $250 helps us to provide that service. In fact, one of the women that you'll see in just a few moments, Cornisha, she recently celebrated her first year anniversary on the job, and she is crushing it every single day. For $100, you'd help us buy a pair of Clean Slate boots. Clean Slate is one of our social enterprises, a business that's providing essential services to the community, but also is a platform for people to build skills and build their resume in the process. Jashawn, whom you'll also meet in just a few moments, she used to work for Clean Slate back in the day, and she put the fast and friendly back into our model. You will love her when you see her. And finally, $50. If you have $50 to give to Cara's mission, what that could do is support, say, 2 weeks of public transit assistance for an individual in our program, either to get to and from campus or to get to and from an opportunity. Whatever you can give, just know that we will take every single dollar and use it to help open our doors to more people experiencing poverty, more people that want to access gainful employment and build gainful community in the process. And as Cordelia shared earlier, every dollar contributed tonight, up to an amazing $25,000, will be matched dollar for dollar by our incredible friends at Creation Investments. Here's what. Tonight, we have so many people to thank for this incredible event, not the least of which are our presenting sponsors like Advanced Group, like Slalom, and like the Beebe Family, or our job sponsors like Medics and Molson Coors and John and Margie Beneke, or especially our founding family, the Owens Foundation, without whom this vision, this mission, this experience, this community would not be possible. Most especially, I want to thank the Associate Board. You all are incredible. I see you, every single one of you, and you should know that what you've done is not just build a beautiful event, but a beautiful community. Hat tip to you all, and especially Cordelia Seidel for your leadership during this time, and most especially to our staff, the colleagues at Cara that make this mission grow every single day, and our development and marketing team that pulled off a virtual awesomeness from start to finish. Thank you all for everything that you have done. And to you, our community, thank you for being a part of what makes Cara, Cara, our namesake of friend. Thank you for helping us to help our community's light to shine. Keep bidding, keep loving, and make it a great night.
Before Sister House and before Cara, I was headed down a very dark path. I didn't connect to a lot. So I started looking for some type of connection in other areas. I started looking for connection in the street, running with the wrong crowd, and that started to take its toll on me. That I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize the person in the mirror at all.
My life started out based on homelessness, and I wanted to experience life without any lids to it, no limits, right? I would always be drawn to the wild, crazy type of experiences. I was homeless, drug addicted by the age of 24. Like, it just went fast. And for me, that was very eye-opening.
My life had no direction at all. I wasn't the Cornisha that I wanted to be.
What happens inside these walls is giving people hope, to show them that there is a way out of this circumstance and this situation.
I don't know no other program like Cara. I feel for like my path today and recognizing that my light could be turned back on. I think that's real, that's rich. That's what Cara really brought me, was like this inspiration that could be real. Cara is so much a part of who I am.
I have a support system today. I needed that network. I needed to see that people cared about me for me to succeed.
Community is what encouraged me and inspired me when I didn't know I was me.
Immediately, I made the connection between Jashawn and Cornisha. These women represent hundreds of other women. They understand it and recognize it too, because they're sincere. They truly believe that the only reason they have gotten where they are is because of the help of others, and they want to give back and help other people as well.
I met Jashawn and I fell in love. And I started to hear her story, how she came in when she was 25 years old. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like me and what I've been through.
Cornisha reminded me so much of myself. And I just remember embracing her.
And I'm like, I want to be like this lady when I get older.
Last year around this time, my motivation was my goal of getting a job and being financially stable. And I got the job, you guys.
And I work at Rush University Medical Center as a guest relations associate. It may be a small impact, but I make a difference in people's lives.
And when she told me she got hired at Rush, my heart was just so full. You know, it was so full because I know that's just the beginning. There's so much potential. Today, I manage the youth clinical team at Chicago Survivors, which responds to 100% of the homicides in the city of Chicago. You know, I'm graced to go. My lived experience empowers me to have an ear, to be empathic to the community. I can listen, I can hear it. I know there's a lot of bias and statistics about our community, but we're coming out.
Now I actually see a future for myself. I'm back on the path of getting my master's degree in psychology. In 5 to 10 years, I see myself as a child protective specialist because that is my dream career, working for DCFS. And I see myself being an advocate for the youth in my neighborhood and in my community.
For me, my boys are just the evidence of what it looks like to pay it forward, to do good, to help others. God gave me the opportunity to be a mom, not to the children who I birthed, but he gave me young people in the community to mentor as I was finding joy in raising up the next generation. I want to hear your next chapter because I know it's going to be amazing.
Thank you, Cornisha and Deshaun, for sharing your amazing story of sisterhood. And thank you to Cara President and CEO Maria Kim for your inspiring words about the light that shines from a community. You just saw a powerful reminder about why this work is so important. And if you were moved by Cornisha and Deshaun or any of the stories you heard tonight, we urge you to make a contribution to this work. Please text Cara SOC 20, that's Cara SOC 20 to 76278 to make your gift now. Now we're about a little bit over halfway to our goal. We're actually really, really close to our goal. I'll say about 80%. Hey, thank you, Maggie, for that donation. Let's fill the seat up. And remember, Creation Investments will match every personal contribution tonight, dollar for dollar, up to $25,000. That's so cool. Plus, our summer social auction is still open for about another 6 to 7 minutes, so you can still bid on great items like a Sonos Move speaker or a penthouse stay in the Loyola Water Tower campus. Pretty cool, right? Good luck to you guys. Okay, while you're browsing, we have one more little piece of entertainment for you. Next is Route 5, a jazz quartet from Chicago. You may recognize the lead singer, Annie Weinheimer, who also is a member of the Cara Associate Board. Ladies and gentlemen, Route 5.
Hello and welcome to Cara Summer Social. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in. We are Route 5, Chicago's jazz quintet. My name is Annie Weinheimer. I have been a part of the Cara community since I was a little girl. I've been on the associate board for over 3 years now. It is an organization that is very near and dear to my heart, so I just want to personally thank you so much for your time and your money. Your donation and your involvement are going to go so far for this incredible organization. So hope you enjoy and hope you enjoy the rest of the Cara Summer Social. Thanks everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4.
She passes goes when she walks, she's like a samba that sways so cool and swings so gently that when she passes, each one she passes goes oh, but I watch her so sadly. How can I tell her I love her? To the sea, she looks straight ahead, not at me. Tall and tan, young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, I smile, but she doesn't see. Samba that sways so cool and sways so gently that when she passes, each one she passes first. Oh, but I watch it so sad. How can I tell her I love her? Yes, I would give my heart gladly. But each day when she walks to the sea, she looks straight ahead, not at me. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, I smile, but she doesn't see. No, she doesn't see. No, she doesn't see. No, she doesn't see.
All right, our summer social is winding down, so let's get those final bids in now. Our silent auction closes at 8 o'clock. But I want to point you guys to this. Great job. We're already at 18,000. Now that was our goal. We might as well push it up to 25. Let's get it to 25, because remember, they're going to match it. That's right. That's so awesome. Sarah, way to go. All right. And we still have a couple more guests for you. No worries. Even our last chef, who I'm super excited about, the head chef of West Loop's legendary Haymarket Pub and Brewery, famous for their beer and sausages, as well as their wood-fired pizzas, that he is here to demonstrate. Christopher McCoy, Chef Christopher McCoy, let's hear from you.
Hello, I'm Christopher McCoy, chef at Haymarket Brewing Company. We're here at our Chicago location, Haymarket Pub and Brewery. We're here to support Cara and its summer social. We're known for our sausages, house-made sausages, and recently, well, I guess in the last 3 years, our handcrafted pizzas. We opened up a production brewery in Michigan, Bridgman, Michigan, and we do wood-fired pizza on that side of the pond. Came up with this recipe. It's organic flour, it's red harvest, so it's a winter wheat, which means that there's a lot of protein in there. It just means that we only have to use one flour in there. Sea salt, yeast, and water, and that's it. So everybody has their kit, and in the kit we have 2 pizza kits. We're gonna make one pizza, but I just wanted to show what this is gonna look like. We have 2 sauces, which is our red plum California tomato sauce. We have low moisture whole milk mozzarella cheese. That's gonna get it nice and crispy, but keep the water content down. And then some red chilies, that'll help perk up the flavors, and then Parmesan cheese, of course. And then in your kits, you're gonna have pepperoni, and then at the end, Calabrian hot sauce that we make here in-house. It's a nice touch for the crust. Adds a little bit of depth, nice like funky acidic flavors, and obviously the spice from the chilies. Preheat your convection or your conventional oven as hot as it goes for at least 30 minutes before you cook this pizza. But you want to throw this pizza on a hot pizza stone. If you don't have a pizza stone, I've tried this at home. Just a regular like cookie sheet pan. All right, I'm gonna get started. We let it ferment, cold ferment for about 72 hours. And that just helps develop some more protein, the structure, the richness of the pizza crust and the slice. And it also adds a little sour note to it too. So the first thing you want to do is flour your table. That's going to help you stretch it out, open the dough without it being too sticky. So we do more of like a Kraft California style. So we make sure we create a crust. And we're going to do that by pressing down. So basically what you do is about 1/2 inch inside the outer edge of that circle. You're gonna press all the way down, but then we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna find out where that crust is started on that one side and on the other side. So now we wanna open it up. This is called opening the dough. There's many different ways, you know, some people throw it up in the air. But what I like to do first is just open it up lightly from just inside the crust, and I just flip it over. And just naturally by flipping it over to my other hand like that. And then we pick it up and stretch it out from the inside out. And that's pretty good. That's it's about a 10 to 11 inch circle, which is gonna create a nice like Kraft style, California style pizza. Again, flour helps. This is we do a 70% hydration on this dough. So it's very wet, so that's why we need this flour to help kind of move things and make sure it doesn't stick. All right, so we're gonna build this. So since I gave you pepperoni, that's how I'm gonna build it. But feel free to kind of do your own thing. All right, so this is 3.25 ounces of our California plum tomato sauce. And I like to use a spoon. Some people use a ladle, but the spoon has a little bit more surface area, so that'll help the spread. So I just start out in the middle here. Try to keep it inside the crust. It's pretty acidic and sweet and naturally, you know, tangy from those delicious ripe plum tomatoes. I always build and add a little bit of sea salt too, because that helps enhance all of the other flavors. I like to do cheese first on my pepperoni because I like the pepperoni to crisp up a little bit. So I don't want to hide it under the cheese. But I also don't want the pepperoni to move around when I slide the pizza onto the deck in the oven. So I add a little bit of cheese on top of the pepperoni too. All right, so I'm just gonna spread these around. So a couple in the middle. Before I build this anymore, I'm gonna make sure that this is, okay, so this is good. I got enough dust is what we call it, but flour underneath. So I'm gonna finalize that cheese on top, not much. Just give it a little more flavor and crisp up on that pepperoni. And then I like to add a little chili too. That perks up other flavors. And then Parmesan too. That's gonna add a little bit of a dry cheese funkiness. We're gonna slide it right in. I'm gonna go right in the center of this deck right here. Again, get a nice slide until it's off. And that's all. So we're gonna let that cook. In this oven, it's gonna take about 6 minutes because it's the only pizza in there. This is the time where we talk about the beer that you have in your package as well. Everybody has a 6-pack of our Speaker's Wagon Pilsner we brew here. Actually now it's in cans. We brew it at our production facility in Bridgman, Michigan. This is a German-style Pilsner, still crispy like a traditional Pilsner, but also has that American like hop characteristic too. It's very unique. It's one of my favorite beers to drink. Cheers. So yeah, we'll drop it on here on the cooling rack for 30 seconds. We'll get the rest of our ingredients ready to go. Remember, you still have that 6-pack to drink. Mine's right here. Guys, so good. It's gonna pair well with the with that pizza. Got about 30 seconds on this, so it's still nice and crispy, but I know it's still really hot. But it's cool enough now because I can see the cheese is kind of coming back together. It's time to cut it. We'll place it on a cutting board, and then I like to cut this style of pizza in triangles. It's the easiest way. So you just go from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock, turn, and then do this. Keep doing the same thing. So that's our Kraft pepperoni pizza. Mozzarella, the California plum tomatoes, a little bit of the red chilies, sea salt, which helps enhance all the flavors again. And then our hot sauce, our Calabrian chili hot sauce. And basically what we do is take some sherry vinegar, take these Calabrian chilies, we drain the oil, which is where this comes into play. And I sprinkle this, drizzle this on top of the pizza like that. And then by the time I get down to the crust, that's what I dip in this hot sauce. I believe that's it. Enjoy your beer. Enjoy the rest of your time here with the Summer Social. And again, thank you for coming out and really appreciate it. Cheers.
The greatest lesson I've ever learned was accepting help. I think the ability to lean on people that are there to support you and accept resources throughout your community is something that was a hard lesson, but a very, very welcoming and beautiful lesson that I've learned.
The greatest lesson I've ever learned is that people might not always remember what you say, but they'll always remember how you make them feel.
Whatever your own dream and influence is, don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Create your own lane, carve your own lane, and do you.
To treat everyone with respect, and the harder you work, the luckier you get in life.
You don't stop making mistakes once you're an adult.
People really can do anything. If you get the right individuals or groups that are passionate about something, you really will be surprised at how much potential we all hold in ourselves, and being able to empower others to see that within themselves is something that is truly remarkable.
Remember who you are and what you stand for.
The greatest lesson that I've learned is to live life at the edge of my comfort zone. I think it's really important to keep pushing ourselves to see new things, experience new things, be open to different perspectives, go new places, talk to new people, and just be uncomfortable.
Every single day to try to find the positive in any situation, to try to be an optimist, to try to see the glass half full.
I think the greatest lesson that I've ever learned is you can only control what you can control. Don't worry about the things that are out of your control. Don't focus on the things that you have no part of. Really focus on the things and the impact that you can create to the network that is around you and that you can actually have some impact on.
That all of your small actions lead to greater actions.
Money cannot buy time. Time is finite, and you have to be very judicious with how you spend it.
You can't say anything stupid through your ears. And that sounds a little crass, but what it comes down to is we need to listen to each other more.
Being able to truly learn from your past and not feeling that you are a prisoner of your past, allowing it more so to guide you.
You have to make the most of everything that you have. The time goes fast, way too fast. And so you have to live as if, I don't want to be cliche, but as if it could be your last day. And I would say that that's the biggest lesson that I learned, and that was at 12 years old.
Hey, peace and good evening, good afternoon. My name is Kevin Koval. I'm a poet and educator and organizer, and I hope you are having a great summer social in support of Cara. I know the work of Cara firsthand, have been in the space and have been moved by the power of the space. I've had the opportunity to spend some time in the morning sessions, and if you all haven't been in the morning sessions, get there, because you will leave with an extra hop or 10 in your step. It is a a powerful moment, a powerful crew. It feels like you're at church. And I'm Jewish, so I don't even know what that means, but it feels like you are inspired afterwards. And I think the work of Cara is inspiring. I think that we have a long way to go. And when we think about equity and, radical inclusion in the workspace, but I think Cara is doing the work of getting people ready to bust down that door for themselves and to make us as a city, as a people, better for the inclusivity in our workspaces. And I think that work of getting people ready to work is essential, and Cara does the tough and necessary work. And so I want to salute y'all for that work. And I just want to offer something, in response. I'm a writer, and I'm also a educator and youth arts organizer. I work for the organization Young Chicago Authors. I'm the creative director there for over 20 years. And we, go all over the city, Chicagoland area, trying to create spaces for young people to express themselves. And I do that work because I myself am a poet and really love and believe in people's stories. And I think a lot about the stories of working people and how we need more and more spaces for working people to tell their stories. And we will be better as a city and better as a country if we have those stories at the forefront of our minds when we're imagining how the future of cities look, how the future of this city looks. We need to keep the stories of the most vulnerable, of the essential workers at the ready and at the tip of our imagination in order to determine a better path ahead. And so I write a lot about working folks, and I'm working on a new book, and this is one of the poems that comes from there. Unfortunately, during this time of COVID, we are restricted from where we can gather, but one of my favorite places on the planet is the lakefront that is free and for the people, and it's on us to make sure that more and more spaces are like this. So this is a poem for y'all today. This is called The Most Beautifulest Thing in the World. The most beautifulest thing in the world is the lakefront at Foster Ave on a Saturday in July, when the highs in the mid-80s and the water's igloo cooler cold, which keeps no kid out and no family from packing a day's worth of fire and food and hand-portable tunes. The melting pots of myth, because 100 countries show out today. Sand-colored kurtas, multi-patterned kaftans, Jordan jerseys, bikinis, and burqas. The world's outdone itself, and everyone's here despite the city's insistent segregation, land, sky, and lake, where the maintenance of border and other is broken down. Afghanis play touch football long enough to become bros. Sudanese grilled Hebrew Franks and Latinx children are very much with their families. Ice has melted, except the paletas. The man who fused a refrigerator and bicycle together stands for 1,000 years. The sun's made his skin the color of tobacco, lines in his face, and the line for his cool a canyon. A group of fully clothed women are unbothered in hijabs, dunking each other in refreshing water, aunties laughing and splashing like little girls. Ghanaian stews and charcoal feed the air and the heat, and children chase a soccer ball onto another patch of grass no one owns unless we all do. A mother has a moment all to herself. While her two boys discover the porousness of land and lake, she sways, gazing at the horizon, the point where earth and sky miscegenate freely. Hands off development, hands off government, hands off displacement. Let us chill. Imagine what'll happen if we can't. Make the old warehouse a condo barn if you must, but leave the lake to the people. Let us sit here till sundown, till the giant Midwestern sky turns the whole place purple enough for a print show. Let us gather our kids and load up the car and scramble to Miko's for an Italian ice in a baby cup. All of us deserved of something so sweet and so cold. All right, Cara, good luck. Have a great evening. I hope you raise all the funds for the essential work that you do. And thank you for that work. You continue to make this city, this country better. Go forth and get all these jobs. Look forward to seeing y'all and being with you very soon. Peace.
What a beautiful message. And that just about does it for the 2020 Cara Summer Social. But before we go, I'd like to thank everyone who made this evening possible. The Cara Associate Board, also our chefs and entertainers, our sponsors, including, yes, our presenting sponsor, Slalom Advance Group, and the Beebe Family, and Creation Investments for the generous match gift. As you can see, we're over the $25, which is super cool, super cool. Shout out to you guys for being a blessing. And if you haven't given yet tonight, please consider supporting this important mission. You can still text Cara SOC 20. That's Cara SOC 20 to 76278 to access Cara's mobile donation site, or just visit www.carasummersocial.com. All right, before we turn it over, before we get to that last act, I was waiting to find out who would be that lucky person to win our golden raffle, 2 first-class United Airlines tickets. I want to let you know the mimosas in first class are awesome. Only been a couple times. Congratulations going out to Kathleen Kellogg. Congratulations. Go somewhere fun. And remember, mimosas while you're up front. And I want to thank you again for joining us tonight. It's been an honor to be an MC this evening. Keep supporting Cara and their great work to end poverty. Be a blessing to someone. Now we'll turn it over to a local Chicago band on Bloodshot Records label, and they'll play us out. Please give it up for a rookie.